Hello everyone, and welcome to our very first restoration of a 1966 Bell UH-1H Iroquois helicopter, iconically known as the Huey. I acquired the Huey in a trade from a 1962 Cessna 210B. I acquired the plane back in '23 with the intent of restoring it and providing you with that rebuild content on YouTube and Patreon. The Huey project begins in January when I fly to Watkins, Colorado, where the aircraft is currently located. I'll meet with the owner John, go over our travel plans and the helicopter to make sure it's ready for the road. If all goes to plan weather-wise, we plan on the trip to take 3 to 4 days as we haul the Huey across the US to its new home here in Massachusetts. Once here in Mass, we'll offload it and load up the 210 for its new home out west. How this Huey trade came to be. About 7 months ago, I was searching for a set of window frame cutouts from a retired airliner such as a 727 or a 737 for a memorial project at my work. The idea of the memorial was to polish the skin and insert photos of aircraft maintenance technicians that have passed away in those window panes. During my search, I came across a Facebook page that had a set of window frame cutouts from a scrap Boeing 727 for sale. The owner of those frames is John, and he was willing to make me a deal. One day, John took photos of the window frame cutouts to send to me. And in those photos, I noticed something very special and unique in the background. Sitting on a trailer against the fence was a UH-1 helicopter. So I asked John what the scoop was on a helicopter and if it was for sale. John let me know the story behind the helicopter and delivered the sad news that it was not for sale. It was committed to a local VFW that was to paint it and put it out front of their post for display. This was great news to me, and I was glad the VFW was going to save it. A couple months later, I checked back in with John on the 7.2 window frames as I wanted to move forward with that project. During our call, I asked him about the Huey and the VFW to see how things were going. Lo and behold, the deal had fallen through, and it was available. Now, what was I to do? As I really didn't have the funds to secure the aircraft, and I'd have to offload the 210 first, or my wife would kill me. So I let it pass. And I told myself that one day the stars would align on a project like this. A couple months later, John and I were discussing the logistics of getting the window frame cutouts to me. And during our conversations, my 210 came up. And while we were talking, John asked a very specific question. He said, "How about we discuss a trade?" Okay, I'm listening. So I called him, and during our conversation, he asked if I would trade my 210 for his UH-1 straight up. What was I to say to that? This Huey-loving military brat that spent his entire childhood life around him. The Huey has intrigued me from a young age. My dad is a retired U.S. Army veteran, and we lived on Army bases like Fort Devens, Massachusetts, Augsburg, Germany, Fort Huachuca, Arizona, where the Huey was part of my everyday life. Yeah, I'm in. So, John and I set up video calls at both the Huey and the 210 to go over the aircraft. At the end of that call, we virtually agreed on the trade. I'm going to be honest with you here. This Huey is in rough shape, and it's going to require a full-on restoration from the ground up. And I'm ready for that challenge. And I hope you are just as excited as I am to get going. So, with that being said, let's get to work. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.